In this video, we're going to look at the AQA Higher Tier GCSE paper for November 2018, and specifically looking at question 4. So question 4 asks us to circle the value of cos 30. Now the most common way I've seen GCSE students answer this type of question is they take the common values of cos and sine and they write them all down in a table and then they memorise that table for the exam, so they just have all these numbers memorised. But in this video I'm going to show you how to derive the values of cos and sine for different angles using triangles for those who don't have the best memory. So all you have to do is remember these two triangles. So I've got them on screen now if you want to take a screenshot. And using these triangles you can find any cos or sine value of 30, 60 or 45. So in our question we're asked to find the value of cos 30. To do this we would use this triangle on the right and we would use our normal trigonometry rules which are given below. So we've got sine equals opposite over hypotenuse, cos equals adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan equals opposite over adjacent. So obviously for this question we need the cos equals adjacent over hypotenuse law and we want an angle of 30. So we've got cos 30 equals the adjacent value. So the adjacent value is the value that's next to the angle. So we've got this root 3 over the hypotenuse, and the hypotenuse is the long side here. So we've got 2. And that's our answer. Cos 30 equals 3 over 2, which is one of the options given in the question. Say we wanted to find sine 30 for this angle. We would use sine equals opposite, so the side that is opposite the angle. So that's equal to 1 over hypotenuse, which is equal to 2. Sorry, I forgot to write 30 there. So we know sine 30 is equal to a half. Using the other triangle, let's do cos 45. So using this triangle now, we want the side that's adjacent to one of these 45 angles, which is 1, over this root 2, because that's our hypotenuse. And that's how you do it. That's how you find values using these two triangles. I'm going to carry on and I'm going to show you a method of how to memorise the table a bit easier in the exam. So let's first create our table. So we've got sine and cos, and then we want values from 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90. All you've got to do is just write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the same but the opposite way around, and that's step 1. Step 2, we then square root all of the values. So the values that I've just wrote down, to square root them all. Then step 3, we want to divide all of those values by 2. So we've got root 0 over 2, root 1 over 2, root 2 over 2, root 3 over 2, root 4 over 2, and then we just got the same but the other way around. So root 4 over 2, root 3 over 2, root 2 over 2, oh, these are going a bit dodgy now, root 1 over 2, and root 0 over 2. In the final step, we're going to be then simplifying what we got in the previous table. So we've got root 0 over 2. Now we know that root 0 is just equal to 0, and anything divided by 0 is also equal to 0. So we write that as 0. Then we've got root 1 over 2. So root 1 is just equal to 1, so we're left with a half. Next we've got root 2 over 2, which can't be simplified. So we leave that as root 2 over 2. Then root 3 over 2, which also can't be simplified, so that gets left as root 3 over 2. Then we've got root 4 over 2. So root 4 is equal to 2, and 2 over 2 is equal to 1. Then if you look, we just have the same values, but the opposite way around on the next row. So they'll all simplify to the same things. Just write those in. And there you have it. That is your table for all common sine and cos values that you would be asked on a GCSE higher exam paper. Thank you for watching.